Good morning, dear students. I welcome you all back to the class. Next, we will be moving on to Unit 2. In that first part, Organization and Personnel. Under Unit 2, we will be going to discuss a first title called Organization and Personnel. So, the topic comes under Good Manufacturing Practices. Good manufacturing practices and quality control both are the products of quality assurance. Quality assurance, quality control and good manufacturing practices are involved in continual improvement of a process. So now we'll discuss about organization and personnel involved in the quality control processes. The contents under the title we are going to discuss are personal responsibilities and training. Personal responsibilities and personal training. Next, coming to organizational structure of a quality control department as per ISO 9001:2015, which is the recent version of ISO standards. The organizational structure comprises of CEO, Chief Executive Officer for 4 departments like marketing, production, finance and research. Under marketing, sales manager and salesman. Under production, production manager and QA. Under production manager, production employee. Then under finance, human resource, IT and administration. Human resource, IT and administration under finance department. Under research department, lab manager. So this is about organizational structure of a quality control department to meet quality assurance and good manufacturing practices, everything. So as per syllabus content, we'll be discussing next about personal responsibilities. What are the responsibilities of a qualified personnel? And what are the objectives? We'll be discussing first. Personal objectives. To review general issues related to personnel. To review any general issues related to a personnel. Then to review general requirements for key personnel. General requirements for key personnel. Then to review the training of personnel. Training of personnel. Then to consider some specific issues. To consider some specific issues. These are the objectives of personnel. Under personal responsibilities, next we will be seeing about key personnel. What are the key personnel in QC department? Firstly, authorized person. Authorized person. Next, head of production. Head of production. Then head of QC. Head of quality control. These 3 are key personnel under personnel of quality control department. Coming to the actual title, that is personal responsibilities. Firstly, we'll be seeing about what are the shared responsibilities of key personnel. Who are key personnel? Authorized person, head of production and head of quality control. What are their shared responsibilities between them? First point, authorization of written procedures like SOPs, other documents including amendments. Authorization of written procedures, that is SOPs, standard operating procedures, and other documents including amendments. Next point, monitoring and control of manufacturing environment. Monitoring and control of manufacturing environment. Then plant hygiene, plant hygiene, and process validation and calibration, process validation and calibration. Then training including application and principles of QA, training including application and principles of QA. Then approval and monitoring of suppliers and contract acceptors. Then designation and monitoring of storage conditions for materials and products. Then performing and evaluating in-process controls. Retention of records, retention of records. Then monitoring compliance with GMP. Then inspection, investigation and taking of samples to monitor the factors affecting quality. Inspection, investigation and taking of samples to monitor the factors affecting quality. These are the shared responsibilities of authorized person, head of production and head of quality control. Coming to responsibilities of key personnel individually. Firstly, responsibilities of authorized person. What are the responsibilities of authorized person means? Compliance with technical and regulatory requirements, compliance with technical and regulatory requirements, then approval for the release of finished products for sale, establishment and implementation of quality system, then development of quality manual, and supervision of self-inspection and quality audits, supervision of self-inspection and quality audit, then oversight of the QC department. Next, participation in the external and vendor audits, participation in the external and vendor audits, then participation in validation programs, then may delegate approval of release of product through approved procedure, then batch review by QA department. These are the responsibilities of authorized person. Next, we will be seeing about what are the responsibilities of a head of production. Product production and storage according to appropriate documentation. Product production and storage according to appropriate documentation. Then approval and implementation of production instructions in process QC and ensure strict implementation. Approval and implementation of production instructions in process QC and ensure strict implementation. Then a head of production ensures that production records are evaluated and signed by designated person. Then checks maintenance of production department, premises and equipments. Then he ensures process validation and calibration performed and recorded and reports are made available. Then ensures initial and continuous training of production personnel. These are the responsibilities of head of production. Let's see what are the responsibilities of head of quality control. Approval or rejection of materials like packing materials, intermediates, bulk and finished products. Then evaluation of batch records. Evaluation of batch records. Then ensures carrying out necessary testing. Then approval of QC procedures, sampling and testing and specifications. Nextly, approval and monitoring of all contract analysis. Then checks maintenance of all quality department, premises and equipments. checks maintenance of all quality department premises and equipments, then ensures validation including analytical procedure validation and calibration of control equipments, then ensures initial and continuous training of QC personnel. So these are the responsibilities of head of QC, that is quality control. Next, coming to personnel training, the next part of organizational and personnel. What are the objectives of personnel training? Evaluation of training needs, then provision of training, evaluation of effectiveness of training, documentation of training and retraining, then developing, maintaining and administering training plan. These are the objectives: evaluation, provision, effectiveness evaluation, then documentation, then training plan, developing, maintaining and administering training plan. These are the objectives of a personnel training. What are the types of training? Initial training, continuous training and competency training. For a training personnel, what are the types? Initial training, continuous training and competency training. Next, let's see a chart representing personnel training for pharmaceutical industry. A basic training comprises of orientation and introduction training, work specific training, classroom training, one-to-one training, behavioral and self-training. These are the 5 components of basic training: orientation and introduction, work specific, classroom, one-to-one and behavioral and self-training. A work specific training composed of current good manufacturing practice and refresher CGMP training, then safety and hygiene training, then on the job training, then GXP training. On the job training comprises of SOP training and technical skill training. SOP and technical skill on the job trainings. So these are the training processes for a pharmaceutical industry. Next, coming to benefits of training. What are the benefits? A trained personnel equals to performance with high quality, then involves in continual improvement. A trained personnel gives quality performance and gives continual improvement in the process. This is the main benefit. And what other benefits are? A trained personnel is less prone to errors and less deviations from standards, then reduce amount of rework, then reduce amount of rejects. These are the benefits of training for a trained personnel. Thank you all. With this, we are coming to the end of today's class. Discussion on part 1 of organization and personnel under unit 2. In the next class, we will be discussing about the same topic, part 2. Thank you so much.